I actually can't believe that we're actually seeing this happen. This stuff gets me so horny. I love this kind of shit. Paramount has officially put in a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Let me say that again. Paramount has put in a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, that's all we heard about last week. Towards the end of last week, the huge news, it was everywhere. Netflix buying Warner Brothers Discovery. It was announced officially. Warner Brothers opened bids, they closed bids. They selected the Netflix bid. So now they are entered into contractual exclusive negotiations with Netflix. But Paramount said, not on my watch. They stepped in and they offered $2. Let's see. They offered $30 per share to Warner Brothers to Netflix $28 per share. So they upped it by $2 per share. What this boils down to is Netflix's offer was $82.7 billion to buy Warner Brothers. Paramount is now offering $108 billion to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. And they're going over the heads of the board of directors. They're going around their back. They are offering the stockholders directly a buyout. And if the stockholders decide unanimously, the majority, 51%, Paramount could steal Warner Brothers out of the hands of Netflix. This is fucking amazing. More on it on the back end, but I want to get back to more from Paramount CEO David Ellison talking about why. Why are they so desperate to get this brand? Well, he's got very good reasons. Check out this clip.
Like, just to kind of take you through the road in terms of how we got here. On December 1st, we made an offer to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery to their board. Had a conversation with David Zaslav. He came back with a bunch of issues. We then, on December 4th, sent in a bid that addressed every single one of them that is superior to the bid that they signed up. Our offer is $30 a share, all cash, $41 billion in equity that's backstopped by the Ellison family and Redbird, $54 billion in debt with commitments from Citi, Bank of America, and Apollo. We have faster regulatory certainty to close, and our deal is pro-consumer, it's pro-creative talent, it's pro-competition, and we believe that when you actually, to further contextualize, our $30 in cash, $30 a share, is basically $17.6 billion in cash more than the $23 in share that they signed up.
Right. Well, you're not obviously paying. You're paying for global networks. Their deal doesn't involve paying for global networks, which are traded as its public company. Which, by the way, also figures very prominently here in trying to determine what the overall value of the respective deals are. Because there are $27.75, including obviously the stock portion of their deal, but it also includes, well, what's global networks? Is it a $2 stock? Is it a $4 stock? What do you see? Because that can go a long way in terms of at least determining why the board may have said, no, we think Netflix is superior.
So respectfully, we think that basically that's valued at $1 a share. I think if you
why
look,
$1?
So if you look at Versant and where the median of all of this is, it's about 4.5 times. You have to get to 5 times equity value or more to basically get to the, kind of $3 plus that you're claiming. But again, I think the most important thing to go back here is, look, we're sitting on Wall Street where cash is still king. We are offering shareholders $17.6 billion more cash than the deal that they currently have signed up with Netflix. And we believe when they see what is currently in our offer, that that's what they'll vote for.
Now, there was a whole lot there to unpack, so let's go ahead and unpack it. Starting with the $30 per share offer, this is all cash compared to Netflix, 85% cash, the rest stock. Why is this significant? Because cash is cash. As you heard, cash is king, baby. Cash is cash money. Stock could, the stock could tank the next day for all we know, and then those people would lose a significant amount of money right off the bat. So there's no guarantee, even though there is. Netflix is a very safe stock. It's the biggest streamer in the world. there's no guarantee that your funds are going to be safe there. So you're betting, you're still investing, and you can go out and you can buy Netflix stock if you want, but you get cash in your pocket. Take that cash, go buy Netflix stock, win. David Ellison, Paramount offering all cash. They're borrowing a lot of it, but hey, they're good for it. They're owned by billionaires. The other thing significant that was talked about there is they kind of mentioned it towards the end. I don't know if you caught it, but they were talking about the price of Global being $1. That's ridiculous. What Global is the TV product. That's your TBS and your TNT and your CNNs, so if you're AEW fans, this concerns you. Global is Discovery Global. That's the television product that's going to spin off from this. Warner Brothers has always, for a long time now, I shouldn't say always, but for a long time now, they have been wanting to break off the movie division, the studio, the streaming service into one brand, Warner Brothers, and then they're going to take Discovery Global and spin that off as your TV brand, TNT, TBS, CNN, yada yada, whatever else is on there. And David Ellison is basically saying we think that stock's going to be worth like $1, which is a low ball. But also Warner Brothers Discovery has a lot of debt from when they purchased Warner Brothers. Discovery purchased Warner Brothers back in 2018, 2019, and took on a lot of debt to do it. And they have not gotten rid of all that debt. Same debt that, Netflix is probably going to borrow and that Paramount is going to bring into this. So there's a lot of debt when you're buying multi-billion-dollar companies, right? So that's going to be packaged in with the Discovery Global brand with the TV stations. It's going to make it a cheap little product, apparently. At least that's what David Ellison. Also, nobody's offered to buy the shit yet. Netflix didn't offer to buy the TV. Comcast didn't offer to buy the TV. Neither one of them wanted it. So who the fuck's going to actually buy the TV? Warner Brothers is still going to sell the TV. And in fact, as of the latest information, their Netflix deal will not finalize until the TV is sold off. Who's going to buy the TV? Paramount? Paramount wants the whole goddamn thing, and they're offering cash money to do it. Now, what's the legality of a hostile takeover? Can they just swoop in and be like, yeah, I know Netflix offered you guys $82.7 billion for the TV in the studio, and the board accepted that, so you're moving forward in your little exclusive contract and all that little cute stuff that you're doing, but I don't care because I'm still going to make you another offer. Here it is, bitches. And it's a big offer, and it's a solid offer. And this is going to be very, very, very hard to turn down. Very hard to turn down. The catch is if that extra $2 is worth the Global TV. If they think they're going to get more than $2 per share, they may still turn Paramount down. The board, the investors, do not need to agree with Paramount. They don't need to take that offer. But if they want to, they can. And once Paramount owns 51%, owns a controlling majority share of the stocks, it's their company. Peace out, homeboy. So there's really nothing that the board at Warner Brothers or Netflix, none of these fools can do anything about it. Let's add into this now that Netflix is going to face significant antitrust legal disputes. They're going to grill them hard. They're going to have to go through the ringer to get this merger through or to get this acquisition through. Paramount, not so much. First of all, Paramount is the owner, David Ellison, and his dad, Larry Ellison, massive donors to the Trump administration, friendly with the Trump administration. Though, Trump has always said, I like a good, I like a good deal. So let them compete. It's business. But you can't not take that into consideration, especially when David Ellison is literally saying it out loud. I will use my political capital if I have to. But furthermore, to the point of the antitrust, because Netflix buying Warner Brothers Discovery and acquiring Max, Netflix already has 100 million more subscribers than the next closest streaming service, which is Disney. And Max has about 100 million. It's on its own. So if they combine, then now that's 400. Now they have twice as many subscribers as any other streaming service. And it's going to put them well over the 30% that is traditionally looked at as a monopoly. But they could still pull it off. They're trying to argue that, YouTube's a streaming service. Look how many people watch that. But David Ellison rightfully pointed out that, look, YouTube's not going to be trying to buy Game of Thrones, man. So it's not really a competitor. That's a bullshit answer. Plus, the movie studios are very, very, very scared right now. They're very scared that Netflix is just going to shut down movies in general. The theater experience, the CEO of Netflix has basically said, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of a dying thing. Like, who really goes to the movies anymore? I go to the movies, motherfucker. I love going to the movies. It's expensive as shit. I can't go very often anymore, but I love going to the movies. Well, if Netflix gets their way, they might just cap that right in the knees. They're making all kinds of promises to get around this whole antitrust thing. They're starting to say that, Max will be its own standalone service and stuff, which AEW fans are clinging on to with life. They said it's going to be standalone. Yeah. I'm sure it will be until the deal is done. And then within a few months to a year, they'll be like, yeah, you know what? It actually makes sense just to merge these two. What are you going to do? They already own it. So movie theaters are like, oh, yeah, sure. We'll put movies out in the theater. Yeah. And then, behind closed doors, they're like, yeah, fuck this movie shit. I mean, they can say whatever they want to get through the antitrust situation, but that doesn't make it true. But this is interesting, man. This is a huge, huge story that's developing. This is far from finished. This opens the door for anybody else to step in. This opens the door for more trickery because Warner Brothers, there's also this thing called a poison pill. Forgive me, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but it's basically like a way where they can dilute their stock and issue more stocks, I guess, to dilute it, which would fuck up the bid that's being offered by Paramount. But that's not going to help their deal with Netflix. Also, Netflix could just say, you know what? Fuck all this. Turns out we're not interested anymore and step away, and they're going to get the little 2 billion breakup fee that's on the line. Netflix has a $5 billion breakup fee. If I had to put a guess on this right now, I would say it's hard to call right now. Who's going to buy the TV at this point? Who? You can't expect Paramount to come through and buy the little piddly $2 stock with all the debt attached to it. And not when they didn't get the streaming services and stuff. They are fighting for their life to get this deal in. They want this badly. And they will do whatever it takes, anything it takes to push this through. So they're a fighting. If they have to increase their price again, they will because they're billionaires and they want to get what they want. So giant curveball thrown into the mix today, and Netflix far from securing Warner Brothers at this point. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Then after that, I think maybe we can revisit the conversation of how this affects AEW. We could start that conversation last week when we knew it was Netflix. Now we don't even know if it's going to be Netflix or if it's going to be Paramount again. Paramount's got a giant contract with UFC, which is technically TKO, but it's not really the same thing. So who knows, man? Now, who do I want to get it? I'm leaning towards Paramount because Netflix is the is a massive streaming service, and they will be untouchable. They will be able to control the industry if they get this. They're going to be way too big, far above the 30% market share. YouTube's not a streaming service, so fuck you guys. It should go to the smaller company, and that can help create a third. So if it goes to Paramount, because there's Disney and there's Netflix and then there's all the other ones, right? If Paramount gets Warner Brothers Discovery and they merge with Max, now they're in the big three. They might even be number 2. They might even pass Disney if that ends up happening. So they're in the conversation, and it closes the gap with Netflix. If Netflix gets this, the gap's out the window, man. But it'll be interesting to see. What would you do if you were a shareholder? Would you bite on the $30 cash money locked in for the whole shebang? Or would you take the $28 billion per share for just the TV and the streaming and hope you can make more than that extra $2 off selling the TV with all the debt attached to it that nobody else bid on when they had the chance to? Good luck. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Very interesting, and I will continue to update you guys because this kind of stuff just makes me horny. I don't know. This is why I know things about this, because I follow the movie industry as closely as I follow the wrestling industry. I'm a nerd. I am into this shit. I am locked in. And these guys, these the movie nerds, they've been talking about this for months and months now. So it's a big, big deal. I'll continue to cover it here for you guys and keep you up to date with everything that I'm finding out. Let me know your thoughts down in those comments below. What do you think? Who do you want to have it? Team Netflix, Team Paramount. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes. Oh, hit that subscribe button down there, by the way, if you want to see more videos. And the thumbs up tells YouTube that I did a good job for you today, and you are rather satisfied. And we will catch you in the next video.
Ooh, yeah. Thanks for checking out the video. You can check out more great clips by hitting that subscribe button below. Yeah. While you're there, don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Ooh, yeah. Did it.